Okay, does that mean
The
Fontaines
second
are
stone slate shows
oceanites?
Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontainians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon seeking into the sea surrounded by many people.
But this one is free now. Oh wait, there's someone there on the... It looks like Vigeria there. Like the Hydro Archon. Like someone on the slate, there's this one with the dress specifically. Or is that just art?
Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
Wait, who?
Well, the first slate is the prophecy the Fontainians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not...
So the order of this is wrong? What to turn? Okay, Ocean and the people... This must be the first. The Tribune servant, a young woman can start that can be solved. The Whopper. Judge him as guilty, transform the sea. Okay, this must be this one.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontainians can be dissolved in primordial seawater, and the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids
It'll be like
into humans.
just returning
This
to
might
back.
be the reason that Fontainians can dissolve.
Okay, prophecy slate. So it is. These are in order. Actually, I was thinking if it wasn't in order. Yeah, what's this? People were show Celestia. Okay, it is Celestia. Now it is confirmed. Celestia and the Hydra Archon. Okay, so they try. Maybe, huh? That's probably the death sentence.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. And the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
Stone Slates are showing prophecy, history of the future. This is the third slate. Show the Hydra Archon sinking to the sea, surrounded by many people. That's probably the end.
That doesn't sound quite...
Wait, it's not? Is it this one?
It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Oopsie. Right, continuing. So the last chapter should be... Wait, I haven't set up the speaker. Okay, now we can hear. It's a bit quiet. Okay. Oh, it's actually pretty loud. Never mind. Stone Slate 3 and showing prophecy. Okay. It shows a sin that is basically identical to that described in the prophecies circulating throughout Fontaine. Fontainians will eventually be dissolved into the sea, and Night Dragon will sit alone, throne, and weep. Okay. Is that the nerf for that one?
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society. But not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontainians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
That should be
They'll
it.
dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an oceanid.
So they just go back where they belong.
The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The stone slate's content can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Yeah, we should know everything by now. Okay, verification complete. What's this? Oh, it's just loading.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
What is something that we don't already know?
Let's hear them.
The first slate reveals that the Fontainians are not real humans. Yeah, that's I've known.
Incredible. Lenny, we're not real humans.
All Fontainians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontainians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of oceanids.
That's not a revelation. I already know that.
Indeed.
Second slate reveals that the crime of the Hydreigon was the creation and okay, so I was right. Kinda right.
It follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
As for the third slate, I'm still convinced that it should come after the fourth slate.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate?
Fourth slate depicts that the fulfillment of the prophecy as is already widely known.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, when we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded.
There is a secret message that doesn't reveal anything. Huh.
Well,
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct.
Okay, so that's all confirmed now.
In the Fontaine of Old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Oh wait, never mind. It wasn't Oceanid. It was just that one guy, one girl is an Oceanid. The rest is just an Eidolons.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids.
Maybe that's why they feel peace after being dissolved like the other girl. They said they were having they were feeling peace, I think.
Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the
Oh,
heavenly
that is cool.
principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first...
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
Yes, yours technically your descendants of a Oceanid. And I guess there are also some half Fontainians, like of course not all of them are Fontainians, because there's probably people that get married with the Mondstadt people or the UA people. So maybe you would be 1/3 of Oceanid. Is that how that works? I don't know.
That's way too much information for me. I think, wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your...
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
But then why didn't Rina know all of this? And why didn't she say anything about it? So they're in the right order? What is the third slate supposed to represent then?
A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
Oh, that's what's happening right now?
Yes,
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
Feels like there's no way out of this.
Huh. No matter what,
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth...
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions about the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that as for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
Is that child? Are we finally gonna get something about child? Wait, could it be? Are we gonna get whale sound? What is this true source of the
This
catastrophe?
eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
Okay, yeah, I think we finally get something about child.